Now, this is my humble opinion and advice to the coalition. An open delegate vote will not produce the desirable and the most marketable candidates. It's only a consensus that will provide or produce the desired candidate. That is the most marketable candidate. In as much as it may not, he may not have the power of the delegates that if you decide to go by voting, he may not have the power, but he will be marketable. Talking in this regards now, I'm looking at people like Peter Obi being the flag bearer or Aregbe Shola being the flag bearer with a competent northerner as well. Other people should learn to become godfathers, kingmakers. My own advice is Atiku at this point in time should consider himself as a godfather and a kingmaker. But hey, the fact is, there are all other positions that can be occupied by all other people that have contributed towards achieving that Bala Blue is out. So, and as far as I'm concerned, this is one of the major hurdles that the coalition, once it has crossed, is a done deal. I'm looking forward to a coalition that will give birth to Peter Obi or Aregbe Shola. Aregbe Shola in the sense that if they say they are trying to shortchange the Yorubas not to complete their tenure, at least Aregbe Shola is also another Yoruba man and a Muslim as well. Then you give him a competent, vice president from the north, or possibly we go by Peter Obi. Peter Obi will even be the biggest deal breaker so far, because Peter Obi seems to be a nightmare to even the government of the day. So seriously, I see him marketable. Marketable in the sense that on the part of the Igbos, he's sellable. Even to some of the reasonable Yorubas, he's marketable. And on the part of the north, this is the time to prove people wrong. Prove people wrong. Prove people the otherwise that despite the fact that we may be saying in Yamri, Aboki, whatever, the fact is the northerners should be liberal enough to show that, okay, we can even give this with the hope of a better Nigeria and inclusivity. I am telling you, it's a done deal. So I just hope you listen to all this. And at the same time, we will not forget to mention the influence of people like El-Rufai in this. El-Rufai is also, in as much as he's considered a religious bigot or whatever, but take it or leave it, he commands a lot of influence as far as the north is concerned. So anybody that thinks he can be sidelined or he's not important, I'm telling you, you are a joker. And that is why I say everybody is equally important here. So my best advocacy at this point in time is some people will just have to let go of their ambition or their intention of becoming the flag bearer at the moment. I want to see a situation of consensus, a consensus that gives birth to possibly the likes of them Peter Obi and possibly the likes of them Aregbe Shola. I think with that, it's a done deal with a competent northerner. So take it or leave it. The fact is, there are a lot of other positions that can be gotten at by other people that will contribute in all this. All right?
Welcome back to Gist9. Today we'll be talking about Peter Obi and Atiku. And some Nigerians are of the opinion that if Atiku sacrifices personal ambition and backs Peter Obi, a candidate with rising national appeal and strong southern support, the coalition could become a real threat to Tinubu's stronghold. Well, I'll be playing some clips for you to see, but if today is your first time joining my channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe.
We have seen a coalition before. In 2014, there was a coalition that brought the APC government, Buhari, and today we have President Tinubu. And the only reason why we believe as Nigerians that people must come together to take out an incumbent is because we have a flawed and criminal electoral process. All the persons who ran for elections in 2023, if INEC had done the right thing, there was a winner. And if we are too scared to fix INEC, it then means we will continue at every election cycle. We need to come together of politicians to see how they can get power. And I have made it clear, I'm not interested in a coalition that is just a coalition to get power for the sake of power. It has to be a coalition that is interested in fixing insecurity, inflation, hunger, out of school children, unemployment, poor health infrastructure, and all of the issues that are facing us. So yes, do we need a coalition at this point? Of course. But most importantly, we need an electoral reform, which is what I and we have been clamoring for and all of that. But then again, there are politicians who are there. We are also going to scrutinize the character, the capacity and competencies of the specific individual that the coalition will come up with. And we hope that it is more about the national interest than personal interest. So if they are able to manage it and come up with a consensus candidate who embodies this character and competencies, why not? We should all rally around the person in the best interest of our country.
All right, please, I would love to hear your own opinion of this coalition. Is this a coalition for common Nigerians or a coalition of personal interest and, of course, political party?
I think it is too early to judge. We should give the coalition time. With time, it will all unveil itself.
But however, you trust politicians?
That's why I said give it time. With time, they can't hide. The stench doesn't take long. It comes out. So if it's going to be for the interest of the populace, we would know with time. If it's going to be for their personal interest, we would know. It's all about time. And just a short while. Let's be patient.
Well, the politicians who are there, have track records that we are all still going to school.
The track record, but every Nigerian is saying these are old same people. The old same stories we've been here.
Nobody will come from space to become Nigeria's president. Even in the US system of democracy, where there is, it is advanced, you see somebody be a governor, be senator, become president, a son of a president can become president. The important thing is that we test your consistency to the good of the people. Do you have a track record of using public office for public good? Have you been able to be prudent with public finances? Are you a thief? Do you take delight in embezzling public funds? Do you invest in critical areas of infrastructure, in human capital development, in education and all of that? So it is a good time for Nigeria to pay attention to all the characters that will put themselves out and let their records and antecedents speak for them. So if it is about their old recycle, of course nobody will come, not a rookie will be elected president. Somebody will have been at the political scene, but within that fire that you have been put around the political, are you tested and have come out without a stain and still proven that you can trust people? Then why not? We should go around with that person.
And looking at it from another angle, the tides have changed. At time past, people were not really interested in politics, like I was saying. No, people were not so interested in who they were going to vote for. I think we have migrated from the time of getting to the polling unit and being told who to vote for to actually knowing those contestants.
Yes.
So right now we know everybody in the coalition. In fact, we know their past history. Yes, and they know we now know them, and so they will be in their best behavior in this coalition.
Now let's talk about assessing these people, like you've said. These people we have the former vice president there. We have two-time governors. We'll talk about Amechi. Amechi is a two-time governor. Peter Obi is there. Now still verify these are that is why I refer to them as heavyweight political figures. And now in all of these, and if you list, I don't know if you listened to Rotimi Amechi yesterday, you'll see that he has everybody wants to be the president.
Yes.
So then who best wears the crown among these people who have held offices? Former governors, former vice presidents, some are former ministers. So who do you think fits best?
If I give a name to that question, I think I'll be campaigning indirectly. So we allow the people, like I said, let's not be in a haste. Let's give it time. They know the body language. They know who the people want. I'm not going to say it here. The people, the coalition team, the masses, we all know.
I don't myself might not know. So.
Oh, yourself might not know. Oh, you don't know.
That's what I'm asking you.
I won't give. I know what Messi is trying to do. Messi is trying to subject us to a candidate. I'm going to read that here. We all know what is best for Nigeria. When that time comes, it's going to be obvious. The coalition will know, the masses will know that this is the direction. This is where the pointer is leading, and I know we'll be there.
And
Peter, what do you think?
Yes, I mean, in addition to what you have said, let us be honest. Even because trying to push electoral reform and trying to be non-partisan, we saw what played out in 2023. A person came from somewhere, left the ruling, the main opposition party, took a party that was completely obscure and was able, they said he had no structure and all of that, and they saw what he was able to do. As it is now, it is incumbent on all the political actors in the opposition to know that it will be detrimental to come with a divided house unless you want to give an automatic second term to the incumbent. As it is today, the existential threat is ensuring that this reign of terror and this failed system of government goes away. So that will involve everybody shelving personal ambition and rallying around one person. Who will be that person? He must have a national spread. He must have been proven to be with the people and the people with them. And if you put all these indices together, your guess is as good as mine.
Let's look at it from this other angle. This is, they call it the Southern time. Now, who do you think would complete the remaining 4 years from this out? Because the truth is, whether we like it or not, if this is not going to be zoned to the south, the possibility or the chances of unseating this current administration is almost impossible.
That's true.
Is that a question or for me?
For any of you can take the question.
Please, you can go.
Okay, what's the question? Who do I think?
Yes,
I strongly believe it should come to the south. Politics is politics, and if it's the turn of the south, it should come to the south. The north should wait their turn. That is my thoughts about zoning.
President. And this is his last chance. Atiku wants to be president.
If Atiku loves himself more than the country, we know this time. That's why I said we know if it's about personal interest or the interest of the populace. You know, Atiku needs to look at the country right now and see if he would push further with his intentions, or if he will consider the plight of the masses.
And what's your thoughts? Look, to be honest, I hope and I wish that Nigeria will grow beyond this politics of zoning, where we will put merit and capacity or competence. Mercy, if the person who can fix Nigeria is an Igala man, the Lord be with him, please get the job done. Out of the about 15 or 16 heads of state we had in 1960, more than 10 have come from the northern region. How has it impacted the welfare of the persons there in terms of out-of-school children, in terms of poverty and all the economic indices? But then again, we must face the reality. We are a country that has our own federal character and ethnic divisions. The PDP made the mistake the last time in 2023 that caused them that election. Every part of this country, the north and south, have always had the shots at the presidency. They decided that it should have been microzones even to the southeast, but they decided to throw it open because of the personal ambition of the former vice president. At this point, it is important that you read the body language in the room, and you see that you have an opportunity to become an eternal statesman. At almost 80 years of age, I mean, it is incumbent, it is okay if you sit back and say, let the country move forward. You took somebody as your vice presidential candidate in 2019, it is because you believed in his capacity. And if you know that for justice and equity and fairness, it is important that this section produces a leader, and that section have brought one of the most competent, I think it is just rational that every other political actor rallies around this person, especially when you know that this same person has the national spread, the support across all geopolitical zones, as proven by the INEC results of 2023, as flawed as they were. So without, it is no gainsaying that we know, they know what to do. It is up to them to decide whether we will do what is right in the interest of the country, or we pursue personal interest and then still be detrimental to the entire country.
Anyway, there is a certain way we know that politics runs in this country, and when we talk about that way, you mentioned track record, and also I will tell you, I will bet you that when it comes to politics, when it comes to their inner caucus, there are a lot of things that are being considered. And now, if this coalition must survive, it has to be zoned to the south, at least for the Southerners to complete the 8 years tenure, the second term, I mean. Now, looking at the people, the heavyweight figures we're seeing in this coalition from the south is Peter Obi and Rotimi Amaechi. But a lot of, do you think that looking at Peter Obi, of course we know there is a group of people known as the Obedience, and they of course have a very big momentum. But then if you look at, would you think, or are you worried that if these people, this political elite, might say that, oh, okay, it will be coming from the south, and of course an option, but looking at how he has moved from Apuga to PDP, from PDP to Labour Party, and now from Labour Party to ADC, do you think they can trust him, his loyalty? because when you come to politics, when you talk about politics, loyalty, it's a very big thing you cannot trade.
Well, if you want to talk about loyalty, is it loyalty to the people or loyalty to a party? If you
to Nigerians is loyalty to the people, but in politics.
Yes. Mercy, everybody in the coalition. I mean, Atiku was the one who led the NPDP that left to form the APC. Amechi was the DG of President Buhari's campaign in 2019, in 2015. He became his minister there. One thing that has been consistent with Rotimi Amechi, with Peter Obi, is the fact that he has always seen political parties as a vessel into public office for public good. What was the reason why he went to the Labour Party? Because the PDP decided to go against its own internal democratic mechanisms. And that is why it got to where it is. But aside whatever platform that he is, the most important thing is the character and consistency of this person in managing the public trust that is put to them. And let us not forget, in 2027, it is not just about these opposition figures. It is more than 200 million victims of reckless and irresponsible leadership against a failed system. We are talking right now about opposition and coalition. The president is in a country in St. Lucia granting scholarship to foreign people when students in Abuja have been at home since February. Inflation has gone up out of the roofs. Killings have become a daily thing. What this current APC government is producing for Nigeria is the textbook definition of how not to govern a country. Nigeria almost exists so that other countries can learn how not to govern their countries. So this is failure on steroids. So it does not even matter whatever that the opposition shenanigans that will go on or coalition. The Nigerian people are hell-bent on delivering and liberating ourselves in 2027. So it is even a sign or a message to the coalition to do the right thing. Because once you get a better candidate in your consensus, the easier for you because the people are waiting.
Yes. And we all know who the people are with.
The savior.
Yes. Is savior of democracy, savior of Nigeria.
We know why. The Labour Party today, the Labour Party chairman should come and talk as chairman now.
The party chairman.
Okay, he's not the party chairman because there are about 3 of them, so we don't even know who is giving 48 hours. Which of them is giving 48 hours? Is it Apapa or Abu or the Arababi?
We know that Peter Obi seems to be the people's favorites, but then members of APC have argued that Peter Obi looks desperate because we knew at the time Atiku picked him as a running mate when before he left the PDP. So a lot of APC members of APC have described him as a desperate politician. What do you think?
Are we all not desperate?
That is so rich. That is coming from APC. Desperate.
Are we all not desperate to make Nigeria? Let's even talk about it from the positive aspect. Yes. Are we not all desperate to make Nigeria? Why are we here by this time of the night starting this interview? Because we are desperate to see Nigeria work. If I have to go to another station to make it work, I will go there. If Peter Obi needs to go to heaven to become the president to fix Nigeria, let him go there and fix it. Yes, we are all desperate to make Nigeria work. So zoning into just Peter Obi is cowardice. And let's talk about desperation from negativity. Who is more desperate than Tinubu? Oh, President Tinubu, I'm sorry. Who is more desperate than him?
You see him as a desperate?
Yes. You've been in power, you've been governor in Lagos State, you did all you did there, you've been taking pension, hold on, he's been taking pension and all the benefits as governor, his wings are spread across Lagos State. Tinubu should have retired even before 2023, but by all means he said it is my turn, I must be president. They rigged the election, he took the mandate to run with it. We've been stagnant, he's not running with it. But he's still desperate, that's why he has 2 years into government. 2 years into government, you have started campaigning for 2027 and you are not desperate. You are not governing, you are campaigning. And you are always more desperate than Tinubu.
I want to understand this coalition, is it a wake-up call to save Nigeria? Because oftentimes when I speak to members of APC, they say that past administration and past governments are the ones who put this country in at the bleeding edge where it is. And they've asked, okay, 2 years in office is just quite too small to assess or examine the performance of the president. And they've come out to ask for more time. Don't you think
2 years is enough time to know the direction and the headway of any visionary and competent leadership? And look, let me make it clear that there is nobody that is more desperate than a group of power-thirsty individual or a person or politician who takes power for the sake of power. President Tinubu said, it is my turn. It is not because I want to be your Nelson Mandela. It's not because I want to be your Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore. It is because I have helped people get there, and it is a reward. And the desperation led you to take power that has now proven your own inadequacies, because you are unable to deliver. 2 years, you are commissioning a 30-kilometer road of a 700-kilometer project. So what is happening in Nigeria? Obi has always stated that I am desperate to see Nigeria work, and he has proven it. Anybody that is desperate to get power for the sake of power, President Tinubu,
you think he's the savior Nigeria needs?
I mean, as against what? As against what we have right now. Let the APC come with the flip side and let us have the argument. What have you been able to achieve for 2 years in office? Not one single major project started and completed. Rather, there is desperation in naming monuments and national properties by the name of the president who is still sitting.
But they have
so that is just failure on steroids.
4,000 women giving birth through CS for free. Is that an achievement?
20,000 children out of school.
20 million children out of school. Is that 36 kids in Yobe, 600,
33% unemployment,
13 kids in Anambra State? What has they achieved? Using how many billion to renovate?
39 billion to renovate an ICC, and then naming it after the person who renovated and not the person who built. What level of mischief? Nigeria, as the former Kaduna State governor said, is run by political bandits, and by 2027 Nigerians must end that reign of terror. This cannot be the way to govern a society, and we can. It is about our lives. People are dying in Plateau, in Benue, in Zamfara as we are talking. So sitting down there and playing politics with this is being extremely mischievous and deceitful. Nigerians must wake up and know that 2027 it is our survival. So all of these shenanigans they are doing will have to end.
Stop.
And what if at the end of the day this coalition did not head straight? You never can trust politicians.
If you follow me on social media, the traits have been direct about 2027. In fact, I'm not waiting for the coalition. I've already started sensitizing our people as much as I can. Rig and go. I don't know if you've seen that caption. Oh yes, rig by everybody. We are not going to allow them do to us what they did to us in 2023. Go to the polling units with your voter's card. Go with the one hand will carry the voter's card, the other hand will carry what we use to defend the voter's card. Whatever the DSS or the security agencies makes of that, I don't care. But we need to vote, and it will come. If they would not reform the electoral rules, if they will not give us electoral reform, then let them know by all means we will defend our vote. This suffering cannot exceed 2027 is the benchmark for Nigerians. How many more years? We might not even get 2027, but let's just say worst case scenario 2027. That's the benchmark. If coalition does not work, election reform does not work, Nigerians will take their country back with their
the criminality that took place in 2023 will not be sustained. By 2027, Nigerians must look. Mercy, for how long? If you are under oppression, for how long do you fight for freedom? As long as it takes. Yes. We are ready to liberate ourselves. It was APC complained of 16 years of PDP. APC has done by the end of Tinubu's tenure it will be 12 years of APC. Remember, Tinubu said that he will start from where Buhari stopped. So nobody should be even telling you that he has just 2 years. He believed that Buhari did so well that he needed to start from where he stopped, and he will hit the ground running. He hits the ground. We don't know whether he stood up or from there or whether it is running. So as it is right now, democracy and a bad governance does not exist in a vacuum. We are the collateral, and we, the collateral for this democracy, are ready to fight and save our own self. Mercy, let me not spend all my life in under bad and mediocre leadership. For how long do you want to continue?
All right, thank you so much.
The coalition's effectiveness depends on unity, not ego. Atiku, despite his political experience and deep pocket, has failed repeatedly to win the presidency. In 2023, his candidacy split the opposition vote, allowing Tinubu to win with a minority. Atiku's insistence on contesting again risks repeating this blunder. Nigeria's shifting political landscape now favors a younger, more reformist candidate like Obi, especially one who resonates or resonates with frustrated youths, disgruntled civil servants, and the ever-growing southern electorate. The reality is that the South, having just released power to the North for 8 years under Buhari, will resist another northern presidency in 2027. If Atiku is the face of opposition, southern apathy or outright rejection will hand Tinubu an easy second term. But with Obi leading the coalition, the North can still play a very vital role via Atiku's support, while the South and Middle Belts will rally behind a candidate they see as their own. So if the ADC coalition is truly committed to saving Nigeria from another 4 years of Tinubu's controversial policies, in my own opinion, the leaders must prioritize national interest over personal ambition. Atiku must read the political temperature and do what great statesmen do. Step aside and support a more unifying figure. Backing Peter Obi as flag bearer won't just solidify the South-East and South-South. It will send a message that the opposition is serious about power and progress, not just recycling old faces. Without this strategic sacrifice, the coalition will remain fragmented, and Tinubu's path to victory will be more, or will even be smoother than in 2023. The time to act is now, before hope slips through Nigeria's fingers again. Well, please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.